Well, this is the kind of game where you've got to make so many adjustments inside of the game, and your level of experience doubles because you have to learn how to play inside of the way the game's being called. And I thought both teams had to do that tonight. And I thought our team, we're now in the last two games, we've held two teams to 34% shooting, which is really indicative of how much better they want to get. But the fact of the matter is we transferred it to the other end tonight too, with the speed of our break and the ball movement. We had a few more turnovers. I knew we would. But the bottom line is we had to make a lot of adjustments in the game. And we had some great personal numbers. But some of the things that really stand out to me were Rob Johnson's not only making every three, but getting 13 deflections. The way Thomas Bryant had to make adjustments inside of the game with the ball screen defense and be able to make that adjustment and handle it. The way Max continues to impact our team on both ends of the court. The fact that James, it was a week ago against Alcorn State, he's on fire tonight because of the foul situation. He never really got in the flow, but you couldn't see it. And that's maturity. He just kept playing, and it wasn't a great game. And he'll have many better ones, but you couldn't tell it, And that's really, really important stuff. So the way Troy played, that's the Swiss Army knife. The guy that can do all those different things and do them at a pretty high level. And I thought Yogi controlled the pace of the game times two. All right, because he played at a very fast pace. And at the same time, he put a lot of pressure on the ball, and we had great respect for them. I think they're going to win a lot of games. Like I said to him at the end, they move that without that ball and find cutters the way we did a few years ago when we were really, really good. And there's things to be learned from that. I think they're going to be really, really hard to deal with as a team. And so I think this win, again, like the Morehead State win, will end up being good for us as the season goes on. But we just want to keep making strides, keep getting better, take the experiences and show improvement, and keep learning from practice and keep learning from the films.
First question? Pete?
Tom, just the impact that Harrison had. Obviously he didn't play many minutes, but he came in and he dove over the IPFW bench. He just really seemed to play with a passion.
Well, he played more minutes in one night than he's played the whole time. And it's interesting, he had to leave pregame meal early because he had to go take a final. It's real easy to forget sometimes these guys are student athletes, right? I mean, he had to leave and take a final early because it was being given tonight, right? So the teacher allowed him to take it early, which I certainly appreciate. But he's got a lot to give. I think when he was on the court, they were 5 for 20, and that's really good. So it would really be, if we can keep building on both ends and offensively, defensively, in all those areas, and play with good pace, he can be a real contributor for us. But I'm glad that I'm not surprised that he played that way. I mean, he's a very confident young man, and he's been in a lot of, at his age, for high school, AAU, all those type of things, he was always a leader. And I thought he came in and he played to his personality, and he really made our team better tonight.
Was there something, I guess it sounds a little bit like a loaded question, but I don't mean it this way. Was there something a little bit different about Troy tonight? I don't know if it was his focus or his energy. It just felt like he was a little bit more kind of everywhere, like he was at times last year than maybe we've seen.
Well, I think Troy responds. Troy responds to different things. He responds to he responded. He responded to getting better. He responded to improvement. He responded to playing with even more energy. And the key for him is to continue to build on that. And that's what practice is for, and that's what film studies for, and that's what continuing to have experiences like this that you can carry with you because you're capable of it. I mean, it doesn't mean he's going to get 19 boards every night, but he was all over the court, which is what we need from him, and that's when he's at his best. That it? Go ahead.
You had 30 attempts from the line tonight, so what do you think that says about your team and how satisfied are you with those 30?
I think it says that there were a lot of whistles called, and we needed to adjust to the game, and I thought that we did. And we had some fouls, certainly, and we were too early in the game. We played the game without, especially in the first half, with key guys in foul situations. We haven't had that many guys at one time in those foul situations that I remember. But it says that we really read the game, and we read the way the game was, and we didn't settle for shots when we could drive it. And we continued to play through the paint. I think our paint numbers were really good, and I think our drive and attack game. But again, our aggressive mindset was on both ends, and that's really how it has to be. You know, when you're not as aggressive on defense, it's going to carry back over to your offense, right? And when you're not, if you're in a settle mode or you're not going as hard and as tough as you can on the offensive end, you're not going to be as aggressive on defense. I mean, you're doing both constantly inside of the game. It's not football, right? I mean, and it's, to me, that's when guys are at their best is when they have a real aggressive mindset throughout the game, and I think that's how we played.
Mike?
Could you talk a little about Thomas Bryant? Had a little bit of an off night. How do you keep his confidence?
See, did he? Did he have an off night? By your estimation?
Oh, just what, I mean, normally.
Well, you're looking at the stat sheet. I just said that he made adjustments. I mean, again, you're looking at the stat sheet. I don't just look at the stat sheet. He made adjustments inside of the game, okay? He got rebounds. He had to adjust in the pick and roll. They're really good with the ball screen. So it's real easy to look at the stat sheet and say that he had an off night. But the most important thing is that he got better inside of the game, even though it didn't transfer into the stat sheet. So I have a different view of it. But his confidence will be just fine. All right, he's dealing with injury situations and things like that are internal and that he has to get through. You know, we keep trying to help him through all of that, and I think he's just scratching the surface. So I would give you that for us to be a really good team, he's got to get more than 4 points and 2 boards. But as far as the adjustments he's having to make defensively and do the things against these quick guards when they run up into those ball screens, I think he's making progress.
Yeah, Assembly Hall hasn't seen 38 points from an ID player in a long time. This looked like everything came easy for Yoga.
Well, I don't think anything comes easy for anybody on the team. I don't think anything comes easy for a guy that's that good. I think he pushed the real pace. I don't think they gave him those points, and I think they're a good team, and I think he had to earn them. And I think because of the way he was on the attack on both ends of the court, good things really happened. But it was also the involvement of everybody else doing their job. You know, ball movement, body movement, screening, cutting. You know, being guys that have to be guarded because they can shoot the ball. I think all that stuff really helps with that too. But I'm really proud of his effort, and I'm really proud of how it started on the defensive end.
Tom, when you say that the shooting percentages the last couple games are indicative that they want to be better, what have you seen behind the scenes from them that tells you that they want to be better?
No, I'm just with them all the time. It's through practice and film, and it's internal. And but it's, you know, we spend a lot of time together, so it's just a matter of being with them to watch them improve. But all this is a win. All right, we're 7-3. We got to get better, and we got to get back to practice tomorrow. Mike, I saw Mike's had his hand up, but
Yes.
really not very high. So
I was actually just wondering if you could maybe clarify something you said on the radio show the other night. You were saying that you weren't sure that James is quite back to 100%. He was saying that physically he feels fine, but maybe you're referring to the mental side of things?
no, not mental side at all. No. I mean, no, I don't. Not mentally at all. No, I think it's just his body. I think he's still recovering from the injuries, you know, and all those type of things. And I don't think it's mental. No, I think it's. James came to have a really good game. I mean, he got some foul trouble, you know. I mean, that's all that is. So, no, I think mental aspects are really overrated. When you come in and you work hard on the court, you work hard in practice, you study the film, you're honest with yourself, you want to improve. I think you get better mentally real quick. And I don't think there's anything with that. What I said about him the other night is I just don't think he's where he is going to be physically, speed-wise, things like that. So, but what else is he going to say? Of course he's going to say that he's right. He'll continue to get better. Anybody else?
I guess you talked about this a little bit. I don't mean to circle all the way back around, but you talked about free throw shooting, wanting your team to draw more fouls, more contact, get to the free throw line more. But I guess, not to get too big picture, but free throws and fouls aren't up the way I think a lot of people expected them to be with the new.
Well, games like tonight, they will be.
Well, and I guess that's what I want to ask, is the ability to recognize a game like this. You talked about it a little bit, but how important is it for this team?
Oh, it's crucial. Absolutely crucial that you figure out. I mean, when you can figure out the way the game is going to go in the first couple of minutes, and then the trick is to don't trick yourself, right? I mean, that's the key. You know, it is what it is, and you just want it to be consistent. And those guys really, I have no problem with the officiating. They called the rules, and they called the game the way the rules are written now. And And all you ask in that is that it's consistent on both sides, but you have to make your adjustments. And I thought our guys did. So I thought they played. We played a pretty intelligent game. I mean, we certainly there's room for improvement in every area. That area too. But I think our team's going to get a lot better.